All right, where are we? Old friends, new foes. I wish more games gave me the opportunity to just slowly swirl the camera around my character. It's rather neat. Right, we're currently in Gorehart. The House of Ballads aren't the best friends with us anymore. Though, I will say again, we'll start off. Okay, so we want a bit of a recap. If we go to quests, I should be able to show you. If we go down to completed, the hero and the maid. I spared the maid of Windermere, and together she and I will lead the new telling of the House of Ballads. So, at the very end of the House of Ballads quest line, we came across the tragic villain, the Maid of Windermere, who, again, the whole like cyclic nature of the Fae is a story in and of itself, so it's a little bit beyond the scope of a quick recap. But let's just say that trapped in a cycle where she was fated to always be the villain, to always lose, to always be spurned by her love, whether that was healthy or love or not, to always be the bad guy, regardless what she wanted, much like Nyx the troll, who wanted to be human but was always fated to be a troll and to always be defeated by the two champions, the two knights rather. The Maid of Windermere, through some machinations that the game has not yet explained to us, through the use of Prismere crystals and the aid of the Tuatha Deon, managed to break free of the cyclic bonds which guided her fate. Whether that makes her like us, or more that she is a symptom of the same thing that created us, the game again has not yet explained in any detail. And so I'm going to take a very hands-off, like, lore dumpy approach. So we'll wait until the game makes things really clear for me to lean in, especially where I think my opinion is more subjective rather than like the game literally spells it out. But either way, the Maid of Windermere, through the magics of Prismere and the aid of the Tuatha Deon, our mortal enemies, by the way, had found a way to start breaking the telling out of its natural cycle, to change things, and ultimately she was changing them so that she would win. And it was in the final kind of moments, the High King, or not the High King, the King Wenson of the House of Ballads, turned out to be a coward, willing to play the part of the original Wenson and go through the motions and defeat the Maid of Windermere when the outcome was already decided, when he knew that he would win. When faced with the uncertainty and the volatility of not knowing anymore because she had a power to change that, he ran away, tail tucked between his legs, gave us the king's seal and sent us to deal with it effectively. And naturally a fight ensued because we weren't just going to allow the Maid of Windermere to run amok. But after the battle, when it came down to the last moments, the maid made an impassioned plea for her life, stating that how torturous it was to be trapped in a cycle from which there was no surcease, to forever lose over and over and over again. And it's unclear if they have a sense of individuality outside of the role that they are fated to play, because we seem to understand that they aren't the same person. Like, the King Wenson who ran away wasn't the original King Wenson that set out the ballad, but instead, when they crawled out of their hollow when they were born, they inherited the title and inherited the role. But also, the Fey magic, it isn't just like, oh, well, every person is an actor playing a role. There is a certain amount of reality-bending whimsy about Fey magic. If the conditions are set, then reality twists to enforce that the telling plays out the way it was meant to play out. So it's still nebulous on whether they are in some way the same person. For those of you who've watched the recent Sandman series, or indeed read the original comics, kind of like the idea that of Dream of the Endless. I'll have to cut this out of the VODs. The YouTubers, VOD watchers don't have to endure the spoilers. There we go. The live viewers, sorry. Dapper rip. But I feel that is the kind of where this is going to be. Yeah, the VOD watchers don't need a recap anyway. That's a good point. I feel that's kind of where they are individuals, but they are also the same person to a certain degree because of Fey magic kind of twisting reality to make it that way. And so anyway, the Maid of Windermere made an impassioned play of how torture it was to always be the bad guy, always to be the loser, never to have any ability to change it, to be kind of predestined to lose over and over and over. And all she wanted was the ability to not be the bad guy loser. Whether she can shake being a bad guy, uncertain, but we decided that was a particularly cruel fate. And so we chose to give her a chance. This telling, she wasn't slain, and King Wenson embraced her. We had rescued everyone except Ferrara. Dapper rip for our boy Ferrara. Unfortunately, I wasn't good enough at dispelling to get Ferrara out of it, but we did manage to save the king's, well, now ex. Technically, we're Wenson, I think. Bellmaid. And now the Maid of Windermere has taken her place as the Queen of the House of Ballads. A Winter Fae is the Queen of a Summer Court. The rules have been turned upside down. Cats and dogs dancing together in the streets. Everything is chaos. But it's unclear whether this means she's going to be an evil queen, whether she is predestined to be evil. She has a choice now, and it would be nice to imagine that she manages to free herself of any of those previously villainous compulsions. Either way, most people in the House of Ballads are not happy about this. A, they're being ruled by a Winter Fae. That's unheard of. And B, the Fae's way of life, their structured, stable existence is now far more volatile than it's ever been before. And as Hallam the White, honestly, the ones who were just butthurt over it, I was like, well, it's all well and good when you're the winners, but the moment you're the loser, you get all twisted about it, but you expect the losers to just take it on the chin. I don't feel sympathy for you. But Hallam the White, though, was more stoic. He's like, well, I'll still serve the House of Ballads, but while you and the Lady of Windermere might thrive in this volatility, I will not. And I felt a little sad at that. But one of the things that I loved the most about this quest line, the thing that I loved by far and away more than anything else, was just how many layers there were to the moral question. There isn't, as far as I can tell, a right answer. There genuinely isn't. You could justify any answer you particularly chose. But it isn't a hard and fast, this was the right thing to do, or this was the wrong thing to do. And even after doing what I think was the best in the situation, I still feel that I've done something bad to some people. And that's such an interesting place to be. Like, who am I to just show up a mortal taking on the role of Sagril? I know I'm the faithless one, so, this is unprecedented because I am unprecedented. I am a god amongst men. No, anyway. We've just shown up and turned the way that the Fae live their lives upside down. It was kind of even Hallam said we saw this coming. It was fated in a way. We kind of made true on everything that they saw. And if we had changed it, maybe those worries about the waning magic of the elves, of the Fae rather, would have been unfounded. But there is a certain we have shown up as an outsider and observed their customs and thought, well, that's just not nice. And we have now meddled in their affairs to the point that we have completely toppled their culture. We've turned it on its head. And we're like, we're the good guys. We made the poor villainous maid of Windermere into someone who can have control over her own life. Hooray, we are so good. But then it's like, but we just totally showed up and colonized the Fae. See, everyone else playing this might not be sensitive to what we just did, but I, as a British person, know what colonization looks like. What's more, deep in my bones, I know what it feels like, and this feels like colonization, chat. We just showed up and colonized the Fae. We showed up and said, haha, the way you were doing things before? No, that was barbaric. Take our much more civilized way. Uh-huh. They didn't have a flag. That was their fault all along. But don't you, just because I'm calling you out now, Chad, don't any of you pretend that you weren't there saying, yes, let's free the maid of Windermere. It's so cruel. Yeah. You are all colonizers, chat. You like to pretend you're not, but deep down, you think everyone else should do things the way that you do them because you are just and right. And they are unthinking savages. Uh-huh. I'm calling you out. But all jokes aside, though, this genuinely is, it genuinely is one of those problems where it's like, you sat back and you're like, well, I know what feels right to me based on my sensibilities. But if I'm willing to ask some uncomfortable questions, just because this is how I would do it, is it necessarily the right way? Just because this is what makes sense to me, does that give me the right to enforce it on an entire group, an entire species of people who've had another way of doing it for centuries? It's a complicated question. And I love that this storyline asks a complicated question. It doesn't try to tell you that you made the right decision or the wrong decision. Like Hallam the White is like, yeah, okay, well, this is the way it is now. You'll thrive, and the Maid of Windermere will thrive, but I won't. And it's just that reality. It's like he's not even condemning us. He's not saying we were wrong for doing it. He's just saying that he's going to suffer now. And it's like, did we just trade one person's misery for another person's misery? Have we actually made anything better in the world? Or have we just made it a different kind of broken? And I touched on how much I enjoy this particular quest line because of that in the last stream, but I didn't really sit down and fully break down the reasons why I like it. And so this is me redressing the balance a little bit. This is genuinely such an interesting bit of writing. You can tell, this is what you get when you pay your writers what they need to get the job done. So good. Bloody Falcon says, bah, they should be thanking us. We brought peace, prosperity, and security to the new Fae. Oh. Are we the baddies? that's kind of the thing. But all joking aside, genuinely, I think the writing in this particular quest really exemplifies, how deep the writing in this game is. And I love it. I absolutely love it. More games need that kind of nuanced writing. To be fair, we've had a couple of them recently. We've had a couple of bangers come out, out of nowhere. Suddenly, boom, Clair Obscura, boom, Baldur's Gate. I mean, look, okay, Baldur's Gate counts as all the kinds of writing all at once, so maybe that one doesn't get points. That's just we threw 1 million monkeys at the problem with 20 billion typewriters. We have covered every possible angle that you could possibly try to approach any of these problems from. Therefore, by default, we have good writing, but we also have shit writing. But we have had, like, you know, absolute bangers, like, that tackle complicated problems. Claire Obscura being one of them.
Do not listen to your servants in the House of Ballads. They are envious of what we have, of our vision of a changing future.
Oh, also, just to add on to what Silent Psychopath was saying before, we have a goth, fae, Irish waifu. Okay, because the fae, they're nebulous. There's lots of different cultures that they come from, but our goth waifu has an Irish accent, so we've won like 8 different ways with this. So that's the recap. We've completed the House of Ballads. I don't believe, sadly, I think there are more. Okay, but why did goth, fae, Irish waifu trigger my phone's Google? Leafin, do you wish to confess anything to us? Unfortunately, I do not believe that we have any further quests, like missions that we will ever do for the House of Ballads. I think the consequences of this mission will be felt, but I don't believe that we will ever interact with them, like in the same way. I don't think we're going to have any more quests for them. The Welsh don't follow, like, these are absolutely not Welsh Fae. The Welsh Fae are short. They ride corgis. Okay, the Tylwyth Teg are a different type. Okay, these are no Tylwyth Teg. But the House of Ballads is now complete, so we are free. And free of that recap now to pick where we're going next. I guess we'll bring in the YouTube VODs around here so they can skip past the spoilers for Sandman. We've got the Treasures of Meropis. We've got Out of the Past. We've got to Deliver the Daggers. Homecoming. We've got, I think all of these are in Didenhill. Oh, well, actually, one is all the way in Local Rain. I don't think we're going there. I do not think we're going there. But I wouldn't be opposed to taking care of everything that we've got to do in Glendara before potentially turning our sights to the Teeth of Naros. I think we could do that. Silent Psychopath says, how about a goth, fae, Irish husbando? Well, maybe if you side with Bloody Bones, but whereas siding with the Maid of Windermere didn't revolve around anyone dying. Okay, look, I'm absolutely going to take my acceptable losses are the same as Gojo's, okay? I will accept losses that aren't directly a result of me killing them or my immediate choice resulting in their death. People die, that's what war is like. But as long as I'm not the one that directly had a hand in their murder, that's an acceptable loss to me. The Maid of Windermere had already ensorcelled some people, and yes, her machinations had caused some deaths, but I wasn't a part of that. However, if I let Bloody Bones go, it was with the express understanding that as a consequence, all of the mortals that he'd captured would die. So that would be a direct result of my actions. So unfortunately, I wasn't willing to side with Bloody Bones on that one. But if you are looking for a Goth, Fey, Irish, husbando, then Bloody Bones would probably be your early game option. I'm not sure if he would marry you, though. I do not know if you're his type. The Maid of Windermere had already made it very clear that we were her type, so, you know, that was a nice, easy choice. So that's why you saved it. None of that long explanation before. Now, Leafin, I said that she made it clear that we were her type. I didn't say anything about her being our type. Now. Less of your assumptions there, Milado. So then, Aavak, is she our type? God damn it. Also, what? Dear Lord. That is a very magnanimous dispensation. Aavak was not prepared. Hello, Aavak. I recently had some good fortune, and I wanted to send a bit your way. Thanks for all of the years of entertainment. Univenon, you are massively... Thank you. I'm not even sure if I should mention. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is an exceptionally kind tip. Thank you.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either.
Fate Weaver, why? Sometimes I don't feel this way. Sometimes it's reassuring, but not right now. Not when it's so close. I still think it's a blessing. Talking to that Fate Weaver means I can make good on the time I have left. But how can I tell my family? It's like erasing the smiles from their faces, or like killing the joy in their hearts. Why would I do that? So I don't feel guilty about deceiving them? Isn't that just selfish? Is it completely selfish to not tell them, so I don't have to see them upset? But facing this alone, truly alone, I can't do it.
You're not alone. The Fate Weaver knows. That was a bit full on, though. My lord. Is it me, or is the video and audio desynced? Got no frames missed or dropped frames on the network on my end. It could just be the subtitles. I was not paying too much attention to the subtitles, to be perfectly honest. But it seemed more or less in sync with me. Like, I'll have a look for something else. But I didn't realize we'd missed any of the lore stones. That is an interesting one. Oh, we haven't even got all of Gorgoath. Not that that one would really help us, to be fair. The She, Glendara, Haxie, Summer's End, the Cursed King of Bellmaids. Oh, we've seen that one. Etinmere, Webwood, Yolvan. Castle Windermere. We've missed out on a couple. There was one in Gorgoath that we didn't get. I demand that we go there. We must. Also, Orduath. Oh, Leafin asked what class we were before I got distracted by a million other things. Also, once again, Univenon, I cannot stress enough. Thank you so much. That was such a blessing. Thank you so very much for that gratuity, mate. It is massively appreciated. But before I forget again, let's quickly go and show Leafin what class we are. We are currently a warlock. as we have 25 finesse and 25 sorcery. The Warlock excels at dealing different kinds of magical damage from afar while teleporting out of reach. By embracing this destiny, you regenerate your lost mana at a greater rate, and enhance your blink ability with poison. Plus 26% elemental damage, plus 13% piercing damage, plus 7% critical hit, chance to crit hit, rather, plus 1 mana regen per second, guaranteed crits versus enemies in panic, and poison blink. Short range teleport with poison effect replaces dodge. So there you go. Alright, but we can just go to Gorgoath. And I will. Not that I'm using Fey Blades, so it's not really that important, I guess. But I do care, so we're gonna hunt. Also, my alchemy's a bit higher now, so we can possibly get a bunch of healing reagents, which would be very useful. Alright, keep your eyes peeled, chat, for a lore stone that I have yet to lore. Ooh, Sky Blossom, that is a good thing. That's very good. Alright, let's pop my abilities. There we go. Almost certainly junk. Right, we are going to hunt down every little spot because clearly I've missed one along the way. Now, the odds are that it's at the end of the route rather than at the beginning, but we'll be thorough. Might as well, you know. An italics raid! Now to work out what this means. So, whilst I am backtracking because apparently I missed a clue somewhere, did italics find all of the clues? Has italics solved the riddle? Also, that is right, rope train. Where are the ropes? Probably being stolen by hackermans, more than likely. Or hackerwomans, as the case may be. Did you know women can speak computer in the 90s? I know. Apparently, Italics' character was also confused. It was a good ending, in my opinion. Good plot twist. Honestly, what I saw of the game, Italics, was fantastic. Like, I genuinely was impressed with the mechanics. At the beginning, it seemed a little bit clunky, but the more I watched, the more I was like, actually, this is solid work. The game was The Operator, and legitimately, as far as story games go, like, you know, largely by story games, obviously we're playing a game with a story right now, but I mean games whose it's more like visual novel, really, like interactive visual novel. It was really, really good, really good. Is it a more recent game, Italics, or was that one from the past? 2024, so yeah, I would say that's kind of a recent one. Recent-ish. We're currently on a hunt for... Okay, so let me just put this in context, what we're doing. We're back in a dungeon where we are probably far overpowered for it, but there are these things called lore stones, which you discover as you're moving through the land, and if you find all of the lore stones in an area, they're kind of like... they're literally just lore dumps. Completely superfluous, very optional. But if you do manage to find all of the lore stones in an area, you get a bonus, which means that they're not at all optional and that I have to find every single one always. Otherwise, I have to turn in my gamer card. And I can't turn in my gamer card. It's dog-eared, and the lamination is frayed. I would have to pay... I have to let them keep my deposit, and I'm just far too tight to allow that to happen. Nope. But while we're here, we get to experience the power creep a little bit. Though, with the remake, enemies do scale, but their scaling is a little bit slower than yours. So you always feel like it's never a complete walk in the park unless you go very far back. But it's nice to go somewhere where you potentially had troubles and every fight had to be taken on, you know, with quite a lot of, well, not so much strategy, but you had to be very mindful about the battles that you were getting into. And then go back later and be like, actually, I can just walk through here now. Attack says, I like linear stories better. They tend to be written better and not have everyone lives or everyone dies of different flavors just because, even though the narrative dictates otherwise. Okay. Yeah, there is much to be said about a handcrafted story. In much of the way that it is, you know, as much as I, a avid roguelike enjoyer, do appreciate a handcrafted map from time to time. Because a handcrafted map is always more meaningful. Things make so much more sense in a handcrafted map, generally speaking, over a procedural one. Because random is random. It's the whole point. Wait a second. What are you? Hidden object. Is that because of our skills? It might be, actually. Yeah, I don't think we had detect... No, we might have, but I just might not have gotten close enough to this wall. Okay, secret door found. I love Disco Elysium, but my ending had a lot of weirdness and points that didn't connect. Oh, yeah. Disco Elysium is a particular example of that, though, because it's such a broad... like, such a vast amount of conditional segments to the story, from what I understand. So that one in particular kind of suffers from it. A mild bit of you know, choose your own adventure isn't necessarily as vulnerable to that, but no, I get where you're going. And here we are. That's what we missed. It was hidden behind a secret wall. Chat, I feel vindicated somewhat. Maybe I had the ability to detect hidden walls when I came through here. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But evidently, this was hidden behind a wall that I did not necessarily know.
And thusly did Sir Sagrel slay, and thus the thresh was dead. But from the heart of Gorguath came two beasts in its stead. Woke two beasts from their bed. 2 times did Sir Sagrel struggle, 2 times he swore an oath. I'll leave your wretched corpses here, and he battled them both amidst the undergrowth. And that morn, a figure emerged, alone and single.
Wake up, chat.
He sauntered past the gathered crowd and turned to them to say, I think I'll rest today.
I actually genuinely love the Law Stones in this game. As much as it offends me when humans just come along to these ancient Fey like historical records and they're like, oh, what's this history of like so and so who battled the such and such, which literally defines the fates and lives of the Fey. Well, I don't care because I just got some gossip from my bestie and oh my god, I need to preserve this forever. I also like those. As much as they offend me, I can't deny that a little bit of tea spilling in that context, I can relish. Figuratively, of course. You know, if they're literally spilling tea, then, you know, hanging's too good for them, but... Every time your alarm goes off, I literally turned around to find my phone to turn off my own alarm, despite my phone being in my hand watching the stream. Silent Psychopath, that makes me so happy. You have no idea how pleased I am that I shouldn't be, I know. This makes me a bad person, but it does warm my cold, shriveled heart. Baldur's Gate 3 feels like an impressive effort at vast non-linearity, even just the first act. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. Sack says, I'm still too burnt on D&D because I understand the game is amazing, but when I found out there is limited quests in Act 1 in Baldur's Gate 3, I got very sad because there was nothing that told me that there was, and it really put me off. I get not doing everything, but I wish the game would have told me that there was timed quests. Yeah, that's fair. But I'll offer a counterpoint to that. Not that I'm saying, well, your opinion is wrong and the way you feel isn't correct. Feel the way I feel. I am very used to DMs, and I am absolutely one of these DMs because that's kind of the DM style that I learned, that I experienced first, and so I kind of adopted it as my own. I am very, very used to putting, I'm not talking about the subtle clues. I'm talking about massive neon signs saying, hey, this thing is a dangerous thing and it's heading towards the village, blah, blah, blah. And then I will scatter things in front of the party the whole time, much as the first DMs that I encountered did. And then when you inevitably rock up to the place where you were meant to be because the big bad was going to kill everyone in the village, but you stopped to rescue every cat out of every tree along the way and gather up all of the plate mail that you found on the undead because you were going to sell her in town, and you show up and the town is on fire, and you're like, but what? And he was like, well, yeah, I did tell you. He was on the way. What do you think was going to happen? That he was going to wait for you to get all the kittens down from the tree as well? No. Everyone's dead except you. Be thankful that it stopped with them. And it was at that point that I transitioned from a boy to a man. I realized that actions have consequences. Yeah, on the plus side, all the cats were safe. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so stuff like that doesn't bother me about Baldur's Gate 3. Like, I roleplay it with that in mind. When I'm playing those sorts of games and there's like this sense of, oh, this dangerous thing is happening. I'm consciously, because the thing is, it's not like I stopped doing the side quests. I don't. I do all of them. It's just I accept that, certain things then don't happen as a consequence because I decided to drag my feet and loot every chest between me and the next town. Yeah, inaction has consequences too. As it turns out. Well, that's the thing. Inaction is just another form of action. Choosing nothing is making a choice. All the same, chat. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah. I get why that would be disheartening, though. If you weren't... Well, even if you were aware of that, if it's just not the style that you like. I just... maybe it's kind of like... what was it? What's the name of that psychological condition where someone is like kidnapped and then like bonds with the kidnapper? I forget. I always forget what that one is. But either way, like maybe this is like a consequence along the lines of Stockholm syndrome. Thank you. Yeah, maybe it's like a Stockholm syndrome like event. It's like, well, it was done to me, so it must be okay. So I'll do it to everyone else, and in fact, I'm gonna like doing it, and I'm gonna like it being done to me. Yeah. D&D Stockholm syndrome. But I'm really glad that you had such a good time, Alex. Can we get another shout out for Alex, please? I know the mods already did it. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying that I didn't draw attention to the fact that you did. So there we go. I am now officially drawing attention to the fact that my mods are good mods and that I am a bad streamer who gets distracted by every shiny along the road. Thank you so much for the raid, Alex, and anyone in chat who isn't already following Alex, please do avail yourself of the button at the top of chat right now, and once the stream is over, if you've got a little bit more time with you, then you might consider going and checking out the VODs of the operator. What little I got to see, it was an amazing game. And by the sounds of it, Alex thinks so too. I would say that Alex's chat thinks so too, but I don't expect anyone to care about what they think. You can only be so stinky before people just stop caring about your opinion. Now, don't look at me like that. You call yourself stinky. I'm just affirming your assessment. If anything, I'm being good to you. I'm agreeing with you. I bathed this week. I'm gonna cry. Will the tears be stinky? Just want to know before I get out my chat tears mug, because I wouldn't want to contaminate it. God damn it. There we go. All right, okay, so we're gonna make our way over to the tunnel here, go through that into the Iron Passage and then up to Dyden Hill, I think, because we did check out this tunnel previously, but when I realized where it went, I kind of backtracked. So for the sake of potentially looking over it with fresh eyes, we're gonna go this way and head into Glendara. Hello?
Welcome. We'll be on the move again soon. Hello. Eastwood. Please, make yourself at home. It's the least we can do for you.
Hello.
Well, judging by the open chest, I've already made myself at home at this place, but I'm fairly certain that there was no one here the last time I came through, so now I'm a little bit confused, I will confess. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. That felt like the bad kind of cult. Hello. I should really have gone from the stealth kill there, because the stealth kill on spiders is actually kind of cool. Ow. That's what I get for going for a dagger attack. Bonus animal kill, yeah. A little bit of extra. Oh, hi. Man, it would have helped your friends if you'd shown up a little bit earlier. Ah! Damn it! I was bamboozled! I really can't wait until I can get the next set of moves for the chakram. Though I actually rarely use the move that I've already unlocked for the chakrams as it happens. I mostly just go with the basic combo. I'm trying to get better with the daggers set as well. Though I won't often use Shadow Strike because it's buggy and doesn't always register the hits. But the delayed double stab is quite good because of the crit potential. All right. kobolds are still enough of a problem that if I don't deal with the dangerous... Oh, like you. The dangerous ones, they can juggle me a bit, which is unfortunate. How about we take you out? Ouch, that's going to hurt. Yeah, that hurt a lot, actually. I was punished for my hubris. There we go. Try and take out the rogues because those bombs pack quite a punch. Oh, thinking about it, I could have gone into reckoning mode there. Probably would have been worth it too. The experience from kobolds is not to be sniffed at. And getting a big old upgrade would be much appreciated. Hi. Hey, it's less, but I'll take it. That's gonna hurt. That's fine. They also do a lot less damage when I'm in reckoning mode. They're not just slower. Do I have any elixirs for experience? No, that's a spelling boost. One that I made, actually. No, I don't. Okay, fair enough. So what are we going for? Oh. I'm going to punch your heart through. Fair enough. For anyone who's not seen this game before, Reckoning Mode... Okay, so TLDR. We died. Like, in a world where you don't usually get back up from being dead. We got back up from being dead. Well, we didn't really get back up. We died somewhere at some time. We still don't know when. We were a person of perhaps not exactly the most pure character. As you know what? Water under the bridge. We died. All of our sins died with us. A gnome, Formorous Hughes, made a device to snatch souls that had died from wherever souls go after they're dead, before they go to the place after the place that they go when they die. And that device built us a new body. We don't know if we look anything like we used to. We really don't have much of a memory. Possibly a side effect of the whole re-ensoulening of our claymation body. So we're alive now, and for some reason this whole process seems to have disconnected us from the normal weave of fate. Think Wheel of Time. We are no longer part of the tapestry. The wheel has no control over us. In fact, we seem to be able to exhibit some measure of control over the tapestry ourselves. In Reckoning Mode, we literally enter a state where we are unraveling other beings' fates, which is the kind of tendrils that are leeching off them when we're in that mode. And when we kill creatures in that state, we kind of delete their place out of the tapestry. Everything that they would have gone on to do, everyone they would have gone on to kill, every child they would have gone on to have, and all of the events that those children would have been a part of just kind of get unthreaded. Honestly, when you die, your sins die with you would be a great advertisement for your local necromancer. You're not wrong, Leafin, actually. Not wrong. Also, Demi, thank you so much. Clicking that button. Thank you to Poison BL as well for the 6-month advanced gift that they gave to you. You and Lady Sheila, I think, around about the same time, as I recall. Leafin says, I don't blame you. When I played the game, I also just used the basic combo with the chakram. The basic combo for the chakram is so bloody good, though. Right. We've come all the way over to Glendara, and we're now going to start doing some quests in here. Though I do have one more thingama to find in Odorath. that may be up here somewhere, I'm thinking. We've gone everything in Yolvan, but we have one more Lawstone in all of Odorath. But I might just wait until I've got the skill that'll show them up on the map. But plus 4% damage with melee versus humans is actually kind of a big one. Also, Dyden's Passion. Oh, we haven't... No, we're going to Dyden Hill now, so... Summer's End. Kind of interesting how it's telling us, in a rough way, how it expects us to progress through the game. The She... Plus 6% mana would be nice. Plus 4% health would be good. 8% poison resistance is also very nice, but nothing we need to worry about just yet. All right, let's bring up the map. The close-in map. Grab one of Brother Till's naughty books. I might not be able to even interact with that book. UK Online Safety Act and all. I might have to verify my age before I can pick it up, just in case I have a look inside and see boobs or something. Discover Camden's fate. Meet Will Rendig in Dyden Hill. And also recover the treasure. We'll go do that one first, I think. What are you doing in there? Come on. Are you just going to stay in the... No, there we go. There's probably a load of secrets in the water here, but we will get to those. Hello. Thaddeus Holm.
I'll kill you all if I have to. Damn boggarts.
Do I look like a boggart?
Give me a moment. Suddenly, very dizzy.
Tell me about the village.
Dyden Hill is a haven for those traveling from Gorehart to Galliford. But now, nowhere is safe.
The She?
The She? You're nearly standing in it. It's the living wood, heart of the Feylands.
The boggarts?
They're out in droves. I don't know why, but Kester might. He returned from a scouting mission not long ago.
Who's Kester?
Dyden Hill's warden. That means he sees to things, keeps us safe and the like.
You seem to have failed at that job for you.
It's the blood plague.
Ah.
The boggarts carry it. Nearly all of the village has been infected. Most don't die from it, but it can weaken a man fiercely. Without a cure, the village won't last much longer.
Look, I'm familiar with blood rot from RimWorld. Honestly, one or two people I might make an effort to save, but an entire village worth, I won't have enough food to keep you all alive long enough.
Aside from the boggarts and blood plague? Look.
Cover your mouth. This is 2025. I shouldn't have to explain the etiquette to you. Don't cough at me.
Safe. This is no place for visitors right now.
Good Lord.
Kester Barclay would know far better than me. He's in the town square. Go and ask him yourself. Take care.
My lords. Why was it even covering his mouth with his hands? Not that that would have been that much better. I'm gonna walk down here just in case there's a law stone or something. I know, the amount of coughing in my face. Like, beware the blood plague. Oh, no, you probably got it now, too. Such a shame that you've contracted the blood plague. Like, thanks. Yeah, no, that's great. Yep. If you ever needed proof that misery loves company, here you go. That is an awful lot of gubbins for a boggart. Oh, should have known. No, thank you, sir. Scoundrel. Ethan's wisdom. Okay. I know. We just came from this area, but my inventory's full, so I want to go and sell stuff at the Warsworn's Keep. Maybe that's his plan. The more people he infects, the more willing people that want to find a cure. You know the worst part about that, Leafin, is that actually makes a lot of sense. He's a mastermind. God damn it. We've already...
A little training would do you some good, I'd say.
Yeah, but I've already trained with you, though, so... Wait. Yeah, all training complete. Yeah, no. That's fine. I was about to say, maybe I can train with you. Where's the forge? Have I really not got any good gear? Oh, man. Is there anything I need? All weapon types we've got. All warrior armors. We do not have rogue armors. Okay. Don't need that. Do we have any rogue armors that I could break down? I mean, I'll break down any chest piece, I guess. I guess it makes more sense for me to go for the ones that are nice and high up and just sell the rest, but... let's say anything that's below 20 is no longer worth me salvaging. Sorry, below 30, rather.
I've a few supplies of fighters likely to need.
Which is a shame, because I'm not a fighter. Got rid of 22 junked items, though, which is not too bad. Do you have any particularly nice items? Very much doubt it, but you never know. No rogue armor chest pieces, sadly. I could buy all... Ooh. I could buy all of this.
Aye.
Let's go and have a look at what I can make right now. Oh, actually, before I do.
I suppose it's lovely outside. I love the open air.
Oh, man, must suck to be a smith. All right, repair all, please. Thank you.
Goodbye now.
Let me have a look. What kind of armor or weapons do we want to go for? We've got the House of Ballard's hood. Don't need it anymore. Nor do I need this. All that, definitely. I've got a feeling that by the time that I can make use of that, I'm not going to need it anymore. Like, it wouldn't be useful for me. The hood I've got has got a 61. I'm probably not going to give up this silk farmer's gloves for a while because of the 5% experience bonus. The boots of the Wanderer are actually pretty solid. Exceptional armor. I'm not entirely sure I believe you about that. Okay, let's have a look at what hood and armor. Well, I don't think I can make rogue armor, but let's just have a look at the hoods. So I can make them with 3 items now at the very least.